So like for anyone interested or anyone wondering why I keep dropping that term and why you hear Marxists dropping that term and communists and like, I don't know, people just dropping the term generally. Bourgeois is a word that actually comes from French. And yeah, basically it's derived from a shorter word, bourg or bourge. And that actually means town. So like a bourgeois person is someone from a town, but like specifically they were the groups within towns or urban areas during like kind of the end or the middle of the feudal era, so the Middle Ages. They were the townspeople that were kind of rich. They were involved in some type of commerce or trade, and they basically developed the idea, or they put in motion the economic framework for capitalism. And so as kind of time went by and like, the idea of that like a king as an all-powerful ruler was being challenged, these bourgeois people within like Europe especially were challenging the notion of kind of the aristocracy and like the rights of kings, and they started to try and advocate for societies in their own image. They were advocating for bourgeois societies, and so they set up things like bourgeois republics. So they set up republics and democracies in the sense that we have them today. Now, in a lot of cases, they didn't get rid of the kings completely. They had like parliamentary systems. Like in the case of the Americans, though, like, they got rid of these bourgeois people who were pretty much like, industrialists, colonialists, and slave owners and stuff like that in America. They got rid of the king altogether. They got rid of, the British monarchy and developed like what they call a republic in America. This is what the French did numerous times. Like at the start, they started off with a parliamentary monarchy, so they kept their king, but like all the bourgeois got together and really were the ones that were making all the decisions and governing, making all the rules and the laws. And then they moved to a republic after they killed the king, and they kind of brought the king back at one point and kind of turned into a republic, and then they went back and forth, and they went all over the place, the French, in the struggle to find a suitable political system that met the needs of capitalism. And so like they were mainly about this new world of commerce and free trade, so like free markets. They were all about market systems. And so this is where the word bourgeois comes from. If you've ever scratched your head and been like, why are they calling this stuff? And like people use it today like slang kind of thing and say, oh, that's bougie. And bougie means it's kind of like, chic, and it's like upper class, and it's, it's designer or something like that. Well, that comes from this idea of these rich townspeople that existed, hundreds of years ago now, that ended up giving us basically the foundation of what we have today, which is capitalism. So like to describe Xi Jinping back in the day as like bourgeois, like he's probably bourgeois in the sense that, like I said, he came from a privileged part of the Communist Party, and so like when his father kind of got purged, I guess they would have rounded up all of these kind of young privileged people and put them to work somewhere. But I don't know if they would have been bourgeois in the Western sense, if you've ever pondered that yourself.